pyramids, and this is just an introduction to geometry. That's Fiona, Suan, Johan, Mo, and Fong. Geometry is a type of math used to measure things that are impossible to measure with the devices. Basically, geometry is one of the branches of maths that has anything to do with the relations of points, lines, surfaces, and basically solid stuff. Geometry can be divided into plane geometry and solid geometry. Plane geometry is basically basic shapes like flat shapes like lines, circles, triangles, squares, and all that. And solid geometry is basically 3D objects like cubes, prisms, cylinders, and spheres, and so on. The pyramid. The height of the pyramid is the measure of the perpendicular line segment from the apex to the base. Basically, the apex, the height of the pyramid, it can be measured through the apex down to the base, the middle of the base. Yeah. The apothem of the regular pyramid is the height of one of its lateral faces. This is the apothem. Basically, this is the height of one of the surface of the pyramid.
Next, I'm going to talk about the type of pyramid. The first one is regular pyramid, where the faces are equal size. And the second is irregular pyramid. It's totally different from regular pyramid, in which the size is different. And the third one is convex pyramids. They have convex polygon at the base. The fourth one is convex pyramid. They have concave polygon at the base. Next, we got right pyramid. They have isosceles triangle, where the length of the side is same, and the apex lies directly above the midpoint of the apex. The top. Lastly, we got oblique pyramid. It's different from right pyramid, where they don't have equal length of side pieces. I'll be talking about the surface area of pyramid. For surface area, when you're finding a lateral face, it's not including the base area. Whereas when you're finding the total surface area, it's the area of the lateral face plus the base area. The base area can be different. It can be a hexagon, it can be a square, it can be anything else. So, for the formula for lateral surface area is half times perimeter times the apothem here, which is also called the Sum height. Whereas for total surface area is half times the perimeter times apothem plus the base area, which is this base. For this example, we are asked to find the lateral surface area of a regular pyramid. For this pyramid is a triangular base, so the apothem is 18, the one side of the triangle is 8. We will find the perimeter, which is P equals to 3 times 8 equals to 24, which is also equivalent to 8 plus 8 plus 8. So we apply the formula half times 24 times 18. 18 is the apothem, which is equals to 216 cm squared. However, for irregular pyramid, the base are not regular, so that's why lateral face is not equal. So the apothem will differ for every lateral face. There is no formula for surface area of a non-regular pyramid. So if you want to find the area, we have to find the area for every lateral face and then add to the base area.
Okay, so I'm going to talk about the volume of a pyramid, which is exactly the same as the volume of a cone, which is a third times the base area times height. But the difference is, it depends on the base itself. Because if you say we have a base of a triangle, okay, yeah, let's say the base is a triangle. The formula would be completely different because you're trying to find the area, the base area of the triangle itself, and then its height. So the formula would actually be okay, which would be exactly like this, which is completely different from its original form, like this. So originally, we basically did this. if you had a triangle, if you had a base triangle pyramid. Like for standard and any other, let's say like a rectangle or a square, this formula will be exactly the same. Well, let's say, basically, it's already been explained. It's exactly the same from our previous videos like the poem. It's basically just taking the tip off and moving away. So you're trying to find the surface area, these both surface areas, to try and find the area.
Oh, yeah. So there are some examples of the fractal. Yeah. And as you can see, it's not hard to differentiate those two. The first one is the square pyramid, and the bottom one is the truncated pentagonal pyramid, which means the base are pentagon, the base is square. Yes. So before this, I'm going to ask you how to find the volume and area of a pyramidal fractum. Frustum? Yeah. It doesn't matter because I also don't know how to ask my friend. So, a bottom, like what Christine said, is the slant which connects, it's not connects, it's from a point, the smaller base to a bigger base. And you know there's lateral bases, smaller base, bottom, bigger base, height. You must be wondering like, why are talking this bullshit? Because you will know why. Next. Okay, this is epitome. This is a formula that Christine has written before. And so yeah, basically the same way. What she said is like what I'm going to say, but I'm not going to say it. And I will just write out a question and find someone to answer it. Here are my questions. Okay. Fine. Yes. According to my question, I need a volunteer. Will be Ashley. Can you help me? No, just come. Fine, guys. There's a formula here. Actually, Ahmed is quite good.
The haze.
But challenge yourself with this.
The haze hurts.
The haze doesn't matter. Not squaring, right? Square. Fine, that's not. The formula is here. Square root of smaller base minus base square plus Congratulations, you are right. This is the right answer. And yeah, thanks. Oh, area.
So for lateral area, it means the all the sides of the solid. And
How you find the material area is basically same just now. You just add up the top base of the perimeter and the base perimeter, and then you divide by 2. And then you times with the hypotenuse, which is the slanted line. That's the material area, and the total surface area, you just add the area of the top and the bottom face. So because it's the volume of the frustum, it's basically 1/3 times the 2 bases, the area of the bases, and then times plus the line of the length of A and B times together, then times height. That's the volume of the frustum.